Words so sharp, they cut right through. Real talk for the soul's appeal. Prayers rise up the wounds they heal. Lift our voices to the sky. A righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down. For the Father wears the crown. Each step brings another fight. Breaking chains, we're seeking light. Voice of power won't be tamed. With his love, we're never shamed. Lift our voices to the sky. A righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down. For the Father wears the crown. From the ashes we shall rise. Hope is found deep in our eyes. Every word a battle cry. With the Father none deny.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I am your brother Wise. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. I hope all is well with each and every one of you guys on this fine Monday morning. I'm moving slow motion this morning. Give me a second here. I want to get this kicked off here. Slow motion. Stayed up a little later last night than I wanted to, but you know, it is what it is. Appreciate you guys, man. I hope all is well with each and every one of you guys. I want to make sure that you all can hear me just fine. Okay, I think everything is good. Perfect. We had a good show, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend, man. Let me know what you guys did this weekend. We got a lot to get into. We got to talk about the, the No Kings protest that didn't look like it turned out to be a success, but does sound like there's a lot of people got a lot of money over the weekend, right? That's what it seems like. Alrighty, but before we do that, I want to make sure that I show some love to my folks in the chat, man. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Thank you guys for pulling up and supporting your brother. I appreciate you guys. And shout out to all the Blues, man. I appreciate you guys as well, helping to keep things peaceful in the chat. And shout out to everybody in the chat. If you could, please hit that like button for me on the way in and let me know what number you are when you hit that like button. Shout out to AI. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. It's good to see you. All right. Looks like you changed the, let's throw you up here real quick. All right. Changed your picture up there. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. What's up, Hunter? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Hunter always comes through and starts us off with the Bible verse to get things kicked off properly. And this is from Psalms chapter 34, verse 19 and 20. It says, the righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, Lori Addison? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you this morning. Omega in the building. Grace and peace to you as well. Appreciate you. What's up, Kevin Caldwell? Scott Young in the building. What's up, Hadassah? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. What up, Nick? How's it going this morning? Cool Ramon in the building. We got, is that Sky? Y'all got to work with me, man. For whatever reason, they seem like they're making the words even smaller on this. Goodness gracious. The letters are a lot smaller. All righty. But appreciate you. I think it's Scry. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got 4025 Wilford. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Vicky? Appreciate you. What up, LJ? We got Marla in the building. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here? Mark Galvin in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Hope all is well with you guys. What up, John? How's it going this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. What up, C. Cook? Good to see you this morning. Mr. Largy in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Luby Fishing. Appreciate you pulling up. Amber Young. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here early? You know, you guys get in here, man, have full-fledged conversations in the chat early. Shout out to you. What's up, B? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you this morning, sister. Appreciate you. Annie Love in the house. Shout out to you. I want to pull this up. How do you say this? Is that Donna? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Carol Reyes? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Got JJ O'Hara in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Sugar Shane in the house. What's up, Joyce? How you doing? First time in the chat. Says she's normally asleep. Catch the show a little later today. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Y'all make sure y'all show Joyce some love. You know, first time in the chat early this morning. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. What's up, Angela? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Uh-oh. Is that Klaus? Is that how you say that? Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Ryan Stegall in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. What's going on? Appreciate you. These names are changing. Mama 1961. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Little Rock in the building. Shout out to you. What up, Lonnie King? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Hope all is well. It's good to see you. All righty. We're going to get things kicked off. We'll get the show. We got a decent amount to get into this morning. We got to talk about it, right? What's up, Wendy? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Hit that like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Shout out to all my folks that support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Shout out to Eric Plummer supporting the channel via CashApp. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. And I want to show some love to some folks real fast. Give me 1 second here. I want to pull this up. This is what I need. Okay, here we go. All righty. Shout out to Nancy. Thank you very much. Shout out to Anon. Thank you very much. And shout out to Steven Simmerman for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. I appreciate that. Thank you guys very much. And Debritska, hopefully I pronounced that properly. Thank you very much for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee as well. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Thank yous. Thank yous. Thank yous. Hit that like button. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get the show kicked off.
Hey! You ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
Yo, why are we back here again? Another No Kings protest is happening this Saturday. I guess the first one failed and they needed a redo. Freedom doesn't mean you get your way. It means I get to call you out for being this damn ridiculous. The freedom fighters. What I see are cosplayers with Amazon Prime signs and oat milk rage. You scream No Kings while worshiping your favorite influencer like they walk on kombucha. You post resist tyranny from a Starbucks on Wi-Fi wearing $200 sneakers made by child labor overseas. Congratulations, your rebellion comes with a loyalty program. You hate the system. You are the system. You beg the same government that you claim to hate to wipe your ass. Forgive your loans, regulate your neighbor's sneeze, and ban mean tweets, and post that you don't like. That's not rebellion, that's a cry for a participation trophy. With benefits. A subscription plan for state-sponsored babysitting. You think holding a sign that says No Kings while filming a TikTok dance about oppression makes you a hero? That's content, not activism. You're not leading a movement, you're chasing an algorithm. You say, we don't do kings. Okay, if that's the case, then stop acting like court jesters for whatever celebrity, politician, or blue check cult leader tells you what to think. You are not oppressed. You're just bored and allergic to accountability. Bottom line is you don't hate kings, you hate mirrors. Because every time you look in one, you see the spoiled subject of your own tiny monarchy of self-importance. So yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. The rest of us are going to be watching college football anyway. March, chant, hashtag, do whatever the fuck you got to do to help you sleep at night. Just remember that freedom's not your prop, it's your privilege. And some of us still treat it like it means something. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, shout out to that brother there, man. I enjoy him a lot. I'll follow him on TikTok. Shout out to him. But I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. And Queen, I want to pull this up real fast. Man, my condolences and condolences to your friend. This is unfortunate, man. I hate to hear these types of stories. I hate to hear these types of situations here. And that is awful, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. But man, let's make sure that we keep Queen and her friend. Let's keep them lifted up in prayer. I mean, this is just awful. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll drop a link of his platform there on TikTok here in a second. I'll do that here in a little bit. But man, I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend, man. We got to get into it because we got to talk about the No Kings protest, right? I'm sure you guys knew that was the discussion today. And it's going to be a majority of what we're going to discuss today because we got to. All right. No Kings protest happened over the weekend. It was all across America, which, in my opinion, a little confusing and kind of hilarious at the same time. You had a bunch of people marching around with signs and megaphones shouting about tyranny and fascism, but when you actually ask them why they're protesting, most can't explain why they were protesting. I want you guys to see this.
Today.
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No King's Day?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
A couple minutes. And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President Trump?
I don't agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with, well, I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. No idea why they're out there protesting. None whatsoever. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, this is like performance art for people who miss the plot. That's really what this is. I mean, these are the people out here claiming to defend democracy and fight authoritarianism, but the irony is pretty obvious. The fact that they can protest at all proves that they're not living under a dictator, right? If they were living under the dictator, the whoever it is that decided that they were going to kick this thing off, they would be hidden, right? They would hide these people, very similar to what they do in China when folks get out of line. America isn't a monarchy. It's not a monarchy. It's never been a monarchy. There's no king to overthrow. Yet they chant no kings like it's some act of heroes, like they're being heroes or something. The leaders make it even funnier, ranting about classism and white supremacy, tossing around buzzwords that they can't define. It's just noise. It's just angry, disorganized noise. That's it. If they really cared about no kings, they'd celebrate the 4th of July, not cosplay a revolution. The deeper problem is this, though. The culture of, protest for a sport is pretty outrageous. It's pretty outrageous, seriously. The outrage has become a hobby for people mistaking emotion for purpose. They scroll social media, pick a cause, and then they go yell into the void while the rest of the country just live normal lives. watching football, spending time with family, going to church, so forth and so on. Even NBC had to admit it. I mean, these rallies look more like an AARP, not ARP, but AARP meeting than revolutions. Lots of gray hair, very little diversity, and even less energy. I mean, it's outrageous, man. What I saw was ridiculous.
It's all ridiculous, Charlie. Obviously, everybody can see that. It should surprise absolutely nobody that the same group who doesn't understand the meaning of fascism and who also can't define what a woman is doesn't understand what a king is. President Donald Trump was overwhelmingly elected in the 2024 election. It was a Democratic election, it was a free and fair election, and he won the popular vote as a Republican for the first time in 20 years. So the idea that he's a king, maybe these people need to get a dictionary and look up the term. It feels to me like so many of these people don't know what to do with themselves because President Trump is delivering on all of his promises. He secured our border. We have the most secure border in the history of America. He's bringing down inflation. He's making life more affordable here, and he's bringing peace around the world. It's pretty clear they can't stand this. And so I guess their response is to get out in the streets and protest it. The best response I've seen thus far came from President Trump himself. Let me read.
I mean, they say that this is supposed to be a youth movement that saves democracy, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I mean, it's a joke, man. Seriously. It's a joke. And spare me with the, we're here to save democracy from the same crowd that installed a presidential candidate who won 0 primary votes. That's the thing that's laughable about these folks. They will go out here and say, no kings. But they literally, in lockstep, voted for who they were told to vote for. This individual received 0 primary votes. And because the DNC overlord said, hey, this is the anointed one, they all, like sheep, went and supported this individual, not even understanding that their ability to vote in the primary had been usurped by the DNC overlords. And not one protest, not one picket, not one conversation around like, hey, the people, the Democrats in America, the people didn't get a say in the primary. Didn't get a say. That right there in itself goes to show you, it tells you everything that you need to know about these people. Everything that you need to know about these people. That right there describes it. I mean, come on, man. This is the crowd of people that thought it was a good idea to put people in jail for going to the beach over a cold or the flu. Lauren Trump said something that really hit home. The same crowd that can't define what a woman is now wanting to define what a king is. These people have lost their minds, man. Seriously, they have really lost their minds. They really have. I want you to check this clip out right here. Let me see if I can pull it up.
People I know who are there. This is an older crowd. There's not a lot of folks, and granted, it's a big crowd here. I'm not good at estimating, but it's definitely over 2,000, maybe close to 3,000. We can't see everyone, but it's an older crowd. A lot of white hair. You see out there Q-tips, as we used to call them in the business, and they're out protesting, and not a lot of young people. And also, again, portraying this I hate America idea that this is what this protest is about, showing people who are boomers and middle-aged out taking time from their day on a Saturday to come and protest and be heard at.
Yeah. No one's paying these people any attention, yo. Stephen Miller said it a couple of weeks back. He called them, basically just old liberal hippies. That's who these people are, man, that are out here. I mean, these people lost their grip on reality a long time ago. Trump was elected in a Democratic election. It was a fair legal process and won the popular vote. Popular vote for the first time in 2 decades as a Republican. I mean, that's not what I would call a monarchy. I'm sure a lot of you guys wouldn't assume and say, hey, based off of those facts, that data, that this is a monarchy. That right there is what we would call the will of the people. But they hate the president so much. They've convinced themselves he's some kind of medieval ruler sitting on a golden throne plotting world domination. And instead of being grateful that the country's getting stronger, the border being secured, inflation starting to come down, peace deals actually happening all around the world, they find something new to scream about because deep down, they need Trump as their villain. These people are going to be in trouble once this administration, once Trump's, 4 years is up. They're going to be in trouble. Who's going to be the new boogeyman for these people? They need Trump for their villain. Even mainstream media needs Trump for their villain because that's the only way that they get eyeballs. That's the only way they get people to watch him. Without President Trump, they'd have nothing to protest, nothing to be mad about, nothing to give their lives meanings. I mean, Trump chimed in as well. I want you guys to take a listen to him, but he chimed in on this as well. Listen to this.
Over the weekend, the No Kings protesters.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco...
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
He works his tail off. I got to give him that, man. And he's absolutely right. He's not a king. And the No Kings protests are coordinated by a coalition of over 200 progressive groups, including one with significant funding from the Open Society Foundation. Now, some of you guys may be asking, who's behind the Open Society Foundation? Hey, last I checked, it was Soros who gave organizers millions of dollars. I think the number was like $7 million. But even with this financing, and that's just funding from one of these leftist organizations, despite all of this, and despite the mainstream media coming out to romanticize it as some sort of sign of resistance and grassroots democracy in action, I mean, it was a flop. Simple as that. It was a flop. No one's paying attention to it.
Well, Frederica, this program of speakers just ended a short time ago. I can tell you that the crowd is thinning out here. People started to leave. But, boy, it was jam-packed here just a few minutes ago when the program of speakers was still going on. You had Senator Bernie Sanders, who just wrapped up to a rousing round of applause. Senator Chris Murphy spoke. Bill Nye, the science guy, spoke. And, again, the crowds are thinned, but they're not gone yet. I mean, there was just tens of thousands of people packed into a relatively small space here on Pennsylvania Avenue, and they were pressing forward as they arrived, to pack into a very, very tight space.
To be fair, when the average age is 65, and hey, I don't have anything disparaging to say about folks that are, 60 plus, but when the average age is 65, you got to wrap up by 3 o'clock, for the early bird special. You got to. But, jokes aside, this wasn't a protest. I mean, it was Astroturfed, funded and staged by the same Democrat networks behind every grassroots movement of the past decade. They wanted a viral comeback for the resistance and got a dud instead. Low turnout, low energy, zero impact. And here's the irony. The same people screaming about saving democracy don't even get to vote for their own nominee. Party elites picked their candidate and told them to fall in line, and they fell in line like the sheep that they are. That's exactly what happened. That's not what I would call democracy. That's what I would call control dressed up as populism. The crazy thing is that you got a lot of people that have fallen for this. They rail against fascism while waving American flags, crying about free speech, while live streaming on every platform and calling the president a dictator as their leaders write speech codes and censor dissent. The hypocrisy writes itself with these people. And speaking of that, Benny Johnson, he had the perfect tweet this weekend. I want you guys to see this. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Here we go. You can see it. The so-called No Kings protest wasn't a protest. It was a coordinated and corruptly funded mass call for political murder. These people are crazy. These are some crazy, wicked people that are out here. Not all, but a good amount of them. And while most attendees were, I guess, look like they were on their way to a nursing home, there was some pretty despicable behavior around as well. And Benny lays it out, man. A man dressed as Charlie's assassin. You had a woman reenacting the moment Charlie was shot in the neck. You had a protester saying, "Hey, I'm glad Hitler is dead," when asked about Charlie. The crowd singing, Bella Ciao. The same phrase engraved on the bullets used by Charlie's assassin. Signs mocking Trump and Erica's injuries, which heals faster. Trump's ear or Erica's heart. A billboard honoring Charlie destroyed and covered with smash fascism. I mean, free speech was on full display here. It was on full display. And a lot of it was just pure hatred. There's a lot of evil, wicked individuals out there. A lot of them. But they say that they live in this, under this authoritarian rule. If they actually really lived in that, yeah, these people would get the business. These people couldn't handle living somewhere like China or something along those lines. They couldn't handle that.
Hey, you ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
These are some sick individuals, man. But the media is going to ignore people like this. The media is going to ignore people like this. But the No Kings protest, and thank you, we do have, cell phone camera and things of that nature. The media will ignore it, but we won't. The No Kings protest exposed just how unserious the left has become. They wanted passion, but they got pity. They wanted youth, but they got geriatrics. They wanted a revolution, but they got a drum circle. And when your movement features furries, foam crowns, and bad chants, it's not what we would call resistance. It's just performance art. That's it. And in the end, it was an overhyped tantrum full of privileged people screaming about oppression while sipping lattes in $200 sneakers. Trump's not the king. The only backsliding, we're seeing is the left slipping deeper and deeper and deeper into delusion. These are some very sick individuals, man. Seriously, these are some very sick individuals. A couple super chats I want to read real fast. Shout out to Janet joining the ARP family. Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you. Thank you. And shout out to, is it Alicia or Alicia? Hopefully I pronounced that properly. With the $50 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the channel this morning. God bless you. Thank you. Says, you're a great patriot. Keep speaking the truth, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you supporting the channel this morning. Thank you very much. I want to keep it moving. because like Benny wrote in his tweet, when someone shows you who they are, you got to believe them. That's like one of my favorite phrases right there. When people show you who they are, believe them. And if you let someone talk long enough, they will show you exactly who they are. It's really difficult to hide the truth from those folks when they get out there and get to talking, because it's going to come out. It is going to come out. And when someone shows you what they're capable of, hey, you got to take it seriously, because the political left has made it very clear time and time again that they are willing to resort to violence, even murder, to get the political outcome that they want. This is no longer about disagreement. It's about a movement that's turned dark, twisted, and frankly, demonic in its obsession with destruction. You guys got to see this, man.
A chilling image of a hunting stand in a tree near Palm Beach Airport in Florida, with a direct line to where Trump exits Air Force One.
Fox News was first to report earlier today that the Secret Service discovered a suspicious hunting stand not far outside the airport. The most troubling part of this report is that the suspected hunting stand had a direct line of sight into Palm Beach International Airport, where Air Force One parks and where President Trump gets off the aircraft. As you can see, here's a photo provided by the U.S. Secret Service that shows this deer stand, or tree stand, if you will, hunting stand. Now, what the Secret Service is saying, that no individuals have been arrested, no suspicious activity or things found in the stand. But we have a statement from the FBI Director Kash Patel, who's saying the FBI is now taking the lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene, deploying all cell phone analytics capabilities, and working with DOJ partners, of course. You have the statement yesterday. Prior to the president's return to West Palm Beach, the Secret Service discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand within line of sight of the Air Force One landing zone. No individuals were located at the scene. So there's from Kash Patel. So President Trump, of course, is departing later today, perhaps under heightened security.
All right, so over the weekends, authorities discovered a suspicious structure near a presidential arrival zone in West Palm Beach. It's now in FBI hands, evidence collected, device data pulled, DOJ looped in. No one was found on site, but the timeline suggests it sat there for days, within clear view of where President Trump regularly arrives. That's not random. An elevated perch offers height, concealment, and stability. It's ideal for surveillance or worse. Nobody's bow hunting deer there. No one is. Come on now. Y'all know this. This setup was placed along a predictable path at a predictable time around predictable routines, which is an operational red flag. The key question now, though, is this. Who chose that exact spot? How was it installed without notice? Did cameras catch a vehicle or phone pings nearby? Was it for recording, testing, response times, or something darker? Because sometimes the dry run is the attack. It maps weaknesses. And if that stand sat undetected through multiple patrols, that's a major security lapse. Presidential zones aren't supposed to be busy. They're supposed to be sterile. And after the Butler and golf course incidents, this can't be brushed off as some type of coincidence. It just can't be. And whether it was a probe or an attempted setup, the message is, yeah. The message is this, man. We got to be, if you can see this right here, 8647. Now, some of you guys are trying to get an understanding of what 8647 means. And I want you guys to see this here. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Eric.
What does that mean? FTD?
It does not mean
FTD.
F Donald Trump. It does mean freedom, democracy, and truth.
And what's 8647?
Get rid of Donald
can't read that. What's the top say?
It says, "Don't let the bastards grind you down."
8647. What's that?
It's like military code to get rid of something.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
There you have it. So 86 means to eliminate, to get rid of. And lately, that's how some on the far left are talking about conservatives online and in the streets. People are openly joking about murder, saying that Stephen Miller should be killed, Charlie Kirk deserved to be shot, or that conservatives shouldn't exist in general. And these aren't bots. These are people on camera without shame. Some have even turned, assassination into a performance art. Showing up to protest dressed as, Charlie Kirk's killer, mocking his death with, shots in the neck dances. And I mean, these are some vile individuals. And while this madness unfolds, the Secret Service finds a hunting stand with a direct line of sight to Trump's Air Force One arrival zone in Palm Beach. Nobody's hunting deer there. I promise you that much. The setup speaks for itself. This was planned, deliberate, and dangerous. And this is where we are. One side openly glorifying political violence while the media looks the other way. They call conservatives threats to democracy, but stay silent as their own followers call for blood. And if the roles were reversed, if conservatives joked about, Biden or Harris or anybody else for that matter, I mean, it'd be wall-to-wall coverage. But instead, this is just something else that gets brushed off as quote-unquote dark humor. But it's not a joke. We've already seen one assassination attempt on Trump this year. This latest, find is a warning. It's a warning, a chance to tighten security before the next one. Because make no mistake, they've shown us exactly who they are and what they want. And it only takes 1 second of complacency to let evil win. That's it. They got to tighten up, man. Seriously. They got to tighten up. But I want to switch gears real quick. I want to switch gears to some good news that's coming out of New Jersey. I want you guys to check this out, man. Let's listen into it real quick.
Our latest Fox poll shows her lead shrinking. Now she's up just 4 points over Chitterelli, down from 7 points in late September. Chitterelli, for the most part, has embraced his endorsement from President Trump, arguing it's a strength, not a liability, and saying he can deliver results because of that connection. He told our Shannon Bream on Fox News Sunday he'll always stand with New Jerseyans.
My job is to represent fiercely the 9.3 million people that live here. And so when the president's right about New Jersey, I'm going to stand with the president, whoever he or she may be, whatever party they're from.
Chitterelli is planning to soon hold tele-rallies with President Trump, hoping to fire up MAGA voters who don't always turn out in non-presidential election years. Rich.
Yeah, so we got to talk about what's happening out in New Jersey. Got to talk about it real fast. I think it's appropriate with everything that's going on. Because this governor's race could be one of the biggest political shifts of the year. For decades, Jersey's been a deep blue, almost blue, no matter who state. I mean, super high taxes, high cost, heavy regulation, and Democrat control pretty much every level in the state of New Jersey. But that grip is slipping. Families are fed up with the crime. They're fed up with the high taxes and the insane cost of living. Retirees say that they can't afford to stay there. The retirees say, hey, man, we got to get up out of here. Young people say home ownership is just a dream, a pipe dream at that for most. And that's not frustration. That's what you would call a political awakening. Voters are realizing the Democratic Party stopped putting America first a very long time ago. Decades of loyalty have brought higher bills, not progress. Even Black and working class communities in places like Elizabeth are questioning their vote now. And now, Republican Jack Chitterelli, he's closing in on Democrat Mickey Sherrill. It was once upon a time that if you won the Democrat primary in the state of New Jersey, it was pretty much a done deal. It was pretty much a done deal, but Hey, Chitterelli is saying, not so fast. And the momentum is real. Earlier this month, Chitterelli packed a town hall in Essex County, a place that went 71% for Kamala and Tim Walz last year, which is mind-boggling that any place would vote for this, would vote for that ticket at a 70% clip. But when blue strongholds start showing cracks, I mean, it's not just a race. At this point now, I think some people are starting to call it a revolt. Simple as that.
Come on, and let's declare victory with 28 days, guys. It's time. It's time. Let's go. Let's go. It's time. Let's get it done. Thank you all.
Yeah, over the weekend, a large crowd came out in support of Chitterelli. And again, this is the state of New Jersey. This is what's going on, man. Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like he's starting to pick up some steam there, man. There's some real momentum happening, out there. But the key is turnout, though. That's the real key out there, man. Hey, he's going to need a huge turnout, to make this happen, man. So all those folks out there in New Jersey, hey, you got to go out there and vote, but you got to bring somebody with you. Even Vivek Ramaswamy came out to New Jersey to endorse Chitterelli, telling voters that if they want to restore merit, low cost, and bring back the American dream, they need to back Jack Chitterelli. Yeah, that's a real thing, man. That is real. Where is that at? Hey, when they're bringing out the big guns, they're bringing out the big guns, man. But honestly, man, I mean, the message resonates though, right? Because this isn't about partisanship, man. I don't think it's about partisanship anymore. It's about a return to just normalcy. A sense that New Jersey can once again be a place where you can work hard, raise a family, and keep more of what you earn. I mean, Democrats, they're scrambling right now. Mickey Sherrill has been trying to bring in the big guns, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She even brought in Barack Obama to try to boost enthusiasm. I don't know if that's a good idea, but she did. But the problem is that those kind of political elites don't connect with what's really going on, you know what I'm saying, on the ground floor in New Jersey. No one's checking for these people. Seriously, no one's listening to them.
Guys, I mean, you look at polls from June, for example, and Mikey Sherrill, the Democrat, was up by more than 20 points just a few months ago, but she has dropped like a lead balloon since Labor Day, guys. I mean, she had 2 poor debates against Jack Chitterelli, which that's when people started paying attention to the race. She simply cannot explain how she made $7 million while trading defense stocks, all while sitting on the Armed Services Committee in the House. And that's something that voters don't like on either side of the aisle. And she won't release her disciplinary records from the Naval Academy showing why she wasn't allowed to walk in her own graduation ceremony. And then she gives these Kamala-like word salad answers, whether she supports boys playing against girls in sports in the state or how much she plans on raising taxes. And I'll leave it here, guys. Polls in the last New Jersey governor's race 4 years ago had Chitterelli down anywhere from 8 to 10 points in the race at this point 4 years ago. And he barely lost that race. Now think about what he has going for him now. Real name recognition, campaign experience, vulnerable opponent. This is now a coin flip and a profoundly blue state, especially when you consider how unpopular the Democratic Party is overall across the country.
Yeah, I know when I have an extra $7 in my paycheck every 2 weeks. 7 million? Yeah, that would raise some flags in my mind. Also, really interesting note here. 1 in 10 supporters of each candidate says they could change their mind before they vote. That's 10%. That can sway the election.
Yeah, this is what Democrats don't get. Voters don't care about star power anymore. Those days of being able to just, toss out the quote unquote faves of the party, I think those days are gone, man. Seriously, I think those days are gone. What people actually care about is being able to pay their mortgage, keep their kids safe. That's what people care about. And that's why New Jersey's governor race is turning heads. Grassroots organizers like Scott Pressler and his early vote action movement, they're registering thousands of first-time Republican voters, fed up with the crime, fed up with these super high taxes, and being ignored. New Jersey has some of the highest taxes in the country. Some of the highest taxes in the country. Property tax is high. I mean, many say Trump's assassination attempt pushed them off the sidelines. This fight, in their opinion, they feel it feels personal to them. It feels personal. And I think a lot of people feel like that. I think a lot of people felt like that last year, that it was personal and it started to hit home. Jack Ciattarelli has tapped into that energy, though. He's showing up in Black neighborhoods. He's showing up in Hispanic neighborhoods. He's showing up in working class neighborhoods in general. And, the message is resonating. Democrats, have taken for granted the Black vote, the Hispanic vote. They just assume that folks they've always voted. They're always going to, even though they don't actually reap the benefits. There's no benefit for supporting these people other than if you think paying more taxes is a benefit. Seriously. Quincy, you're absolutely right. Authenticity. I got to highlight that. Authenticity is the currency of the future. You're absolutely right. These cookie cutter, generic politicians, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. And the thing is that Democrats, for a very long time, they've taken for granted their base. And now, folks that historically had supported them without even thinking are now saying, you know what, let me do some research. Let me do a little due diligence to get an understanding of who the heck I'm supporting. There's been a few Democrats that have crossed the aisle to back Ciattarelli at this point. And the media says that he's down by just a few points at this point, but the internal poll shows that it's a dead heat. And enthusiasm is clearly on his side, and for good reason. The debates, I don't know if any of you guys, watched any of the debates or just some clips of the debates. Sheesh. Cheryl, not a good candidate. And if you watched any of her interviews, when she gets asked the tough questions, especially about that $7 million that she earned, yeah. This is a person that can't be trusted. Now, I got to say this, man. If Ciattarelli some kind of way can flip New Jersey, it would be a historic win. But it would also prove that voters in deep blue states are done with the high taxes, the inflation, and leaders who put criminals and illegal immigrants ahead of citizens. For Democrats, losing New Jersey would expose their biggest weakness, that people are tired of empty slogans and they want results. And at its core, this race isn't about Trump, Biden, or party labels. It's about who's fighting for New Jersey families, taxpayers, and small business owners. And right now, more and more of them are realizing the path forward is red. All of the blue states are raising or has raised taxes. All of them. My Marylanders, you know what's going on out here in this state. They just passed the largest tax increase in state history. They've been doing it out in New Jersey. They've been doing it up in New York, all up the Northeast. These are some of the most taxed individuals in the country. And obviously, your West Coast folks. Yeah, pretty crazy. But people are fed up. People are fed up. You're absolutely right, Dad. Maryland taxes are oppressive. It's insane. It really is, man. But I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. Shout out to you guys supporting the channel financially this morning. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Shout out to all my blues. Short show today. I thought we were going to be a little longer today, but not as long as I expected. But I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to all my blues in the chat. Keeping things peaceful, man. Thank you guys very much. We'll be back at this thing, Lord willing, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. And, you know, please remember, hit that like button on the way out the building. Mike said he afraid that Detroit will be next. Yeah, they did file bankruptcy a little bit ago. I'm surprised. Hey, when is Chicago going to file bankruptcy? They're on the verge of that as well. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for pulling up this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow. Hit that like button on the way out the building. As always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. You guys take care, man. God bless you guys. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp,